So I was just going to, obviously this Pecha Kucha is running alongside Test Unit. Test Unit is a project that we've been running since 2016. I'm not going to explain what it is just now because that's what the next slide is for. And this is just the introduction slide. So Test Unit was a project that was initiated by Agile City. Apology to all the participants because you know all this already. But this is for anyone who's not maybe as familiar with the project. And it was conceived and started by Agile City in conjunction with myself and Lee Ivor of Baxendale as a way to kind of rethink the ways in which we think about how areas can develop and change. And I suppose it also kind of came out as a slight sort of counter blast to the kind of charrette community consultation kind of culture that is emerging, or was emerging at the time, and thinking about how, in a very hands-on way, you could interact with a site, with a space, and create public dialogue, create public debate and discussion through making, doing, etc. This year's theme for Pecha Kucha is material flows. So this is the first year we've had a kind of overarching theme. It was a topic that we were all kind of quite interested in terms of thinking about the area, thinking our place in the area, but also the kind of resources and assets that exist within it. This, in a very literal sense, is a drill, masking taped to a chair, which is masking taped to a stool. But this was part of our first exercise on Tuesday, where we were exploring the area and thinking about what was kind of existing and thinking about how we could kind of reframe it, recategorize it. There's 4 units happening. The first unit that people are taking part in is run by Amma Kadal of Assemble, and it is called The Thinking Hand, and it's about thinking about how we can interact with materials on a human scale. So this project is using no computers, no measuring tapes, nothing other than hammer, nails, saw and bits of wood, and it's based on the furniture of Enzo Mari. This is Lizzie's project. Lizzie is, you heard do an excellent talk earlier, is running a project with her partner Dan, called Data as Material, and it's really interested in thinking about the seams, so thinking about how data exists in the city, how we can access that data, or whether that data is something that's understood by us as citizens, and thinking about how we can kind of interact with it in different ways, and what happens at the seams, so where maybe 2 worlds of data kind of collide, other interesting kind of interactions that can happen there. I could go tell you more, but I suspect this is about to change any second now. This 20 seconds seems longer than other 20 seconds. But in Test Unit, we're very used to the idea that time doesn't exist on a linear plane. It exists in 3 dimensions. So this is actually a long 20 seconds. I mean, yeah, this is all stuff that's happened today, so I've just sent them in, so maybe the timing on that one isn't quite set up right. Anyway, this matches my t-shirt. So yeah, okay, less than 20 seconds. Okay, well, oh, okay. This is a project that I'm running with a small group called Find and Replace. This is what you do if you want to find out what one of your group's fingers looks like at an enormous scale. And this was a kind of research exercise we did this morning using randomly generated maps to kind of explore the local area. This is a project that's being run by Raydale Dower and Toby Patterson, which is called Rhythm and Variation, and it's about thinking about how if we make, deconstruct, remake, consider, evaluate in a kind of circular process, what can kind of come out from that. And this is some experiments they were doing today. That's Raydale with a very long tape measure and a giant circle. They agonized about sending in that picture, and it's gone so quick. We also, like with Test Unit, try to layer up the program, so there's activities as making, learning through doing, but also we're really pleased to have Audeline Dullier, who works with an organization called Rota. She was here earlier in the week, and tomorrow night we have a talk from Richard Sennett. Just to finish off, this is the youngest member of Test Unit this year. This is Angus, and Angus is an absolutely awesome baby. If any of you are thinking about having babies, hang out with Angus for like maybe just even half an hour, and you will be convinced that that is the way forward. Okay, thank you.